Hi everyone, I would like to introduce my granddaughter, Rowe, who is our third generation um, teacher here at Shikon. She's third generation Rowe in martial arts and third generation Shikon. She is teaching kickboxing, she's teaching Kung Fu, she's now going to be teaching Pilates, and she has worked for some years as a domestic and sexual violence advisor. So let's deal with each part of that one by one. Okay. Probably a silly question between you and me, but how did you get started in martial arts? What age?
So I was about 4 when I started. Obviously, family-run business. But it's something I really enjoyed. I was a really shy child. So when I started at 4, I was quite shy, wasn't very outgoing, quite nervous for some things and to do things in the real world. But then as I got older, while training in martial arts, it really helped me with my confidence and not being as nervous and anxious. So yeah, about 4 years old, and then ever since then till I'm 27.
Wow. That's a long history for still being such a young age. So basically, I didn't drag you kicking and screaming in the
No,
dojo.
it was by choice.
Which is quite important. So yeah, you started around that age. Can you remember what age you got your black belt?
I think I was about, it was before I was in secondary school. So I think I was about 9 or 10 when I got it. I think I remember the day. I was still very small, so I definitely wasn't in secondary school. But I think I was about 9 or 10, which is really, really crazy to look back and think about that. Really.
Yeah, we were doing Waterloo
Yeah,
karate at the time, weren't we, as
yeah,
well?
because I learned in Japanese.
Yeah.
So how I remember it all when I was younger is counting in Japanese, all the techniques were in Japanese. So yeah, it was really, really good.
Do you still think in Japanese?
Yeah, when I obviously I had time out when I was at university, and when I came back, obviously it was all in English. So I had to almost like translate it in my head. So even now, when I'm training to this day, I still think, oh, forget Ambraya.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I learned very much. I learned the Tai Chi in Chinese and obviously the karate, Iaido, Jodo, all in Japanese. So
Yeah,
I had to translate it from Japanese to English still
yeah, yeah,
to this day.
yeah.
What about the training itself? Have you got any kind of thoughts historically of when you were younger training?
I remember when I was younger, obviously you and Nan taught me quite a lot when I was a child, and it was very, I loved it, very disciplined, and I think that's made me who I am today. So when I was younger, it was very disciplined, very, very Japanesey as well, which is really good, and it allowed us to focus. Which has really helped me as an adult. I think if I didn't have that structure, it was very structured when I was growing up,
Yeah.
which is what I need, which is what I think everyone needs and what I needed as well as a person. So having that structure and having it disciplined and having my mind focused, learning it in Japanese has really helped me become who I am as an adult.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think it's still as structured now, even though it might be a little bit different?
I think it's still structured now, even though it's different. It's structured in a different way. It's still disciplined, but it allows your mind to focus in different ways. So it's very more, I'd say, a little bit more relaxed, but in a positive way.
Yeah.
So it's still got that structure, still got that discipline, and still allows your mind to focus as well.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously the society's changed quite a bit as well, and I really notice the difference in the type of people that we have in the dojo as well. They come from all nationalities and so on, and I think that that's really good. I mean,
Yeah.
that has really helped people to integrate a lot better.
And it's not just a specific sport for a specific person. And I think that's really nice. It's, in our club as well, we have men, women, anyone from any backgrounds. And I think that makes the training environment really good because you get to train different people, different personalities, and it's, yeah, very beneficial.
I find it's quite incredible these days that we've actually got a full dojo, full classes, waiting lists for all the
I
classes.
know.
Even my coaching program's full up for next year.
Yeah.
Uh, which I guess a lot of that comes from we don't really advertise, so it
Yeah.
goes by word of mouth.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my kickboxing classes now, I think I started teaching them when I was employed about 2 years. And I've got waiting lists for them now. They're full. So yes, we're very lucky, but it's also really nice bit of recognition for all of our teachings and how positive it is.
That's good. I mean, you've been doing Pilates for quite a long time now. You've been taking all your various exams and
Yeah.
so on, and you're kind of ready to now start to teach that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm really excited. a- Obviously, a little bit nervous because all I've ever known is martial arts, kickboxing. So that's kind of my whole background. But actually, Pilates does really kind of coincide with it because it's a lot of, again, focus, concentration, breath work, and things along those lines. So I'm super excited to kind of incorporate it into my own training. Also, with the knowledge that I've got of my background and the new knowledge that I've gained about Pilates to be able to, spread that and give that to other people as well.
Because you've been doing the reformer training as well, haven't
Yeah, so I actually have my reformer exam in November.
you? Right.
So not too far away, but reformer, I absolutely love reformer. And again, that is a lot focused on your concentration, your breath work, nothing too fast paced, but keeping your mindset nice and clear to focus on what you're doing. So it's kind of like everything in your mind leaves when you're on that reformer apparatus to be able to do what you're doing.
It does fit really neatly. So there's a great synergy. I mean, obviously, Joseph Pilates himself did martial arts and so on
Yeah.
as well as all the exercise stuff. So it does fit extremely well. It's really nice to have it here in the dojo.
Yeah.
And I notice a lot of the local clinics want you to teach there as well.
Yeah. I think it's really exciting because I think I think sometimes being a female in quite a male-dominated sport in martial arts, you don't often get a lot of females in this sport. So I think my background is really nice to be able to have that within Pilates as well, because it kind of, I have so much other knowledge to add to that, which is really exciting.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, you went to university, the first row in our three generations to be educated. Um, what did you take your university exams in?
So I studied policing and the youth justice system with a specific focus on sexual violence and domestic abuse. So for 3 years, because I originally thought I wanted to be in the police, I did a taste today and realised that perhaps that's not something I want to do when I leave uni. And then when I started specialising my degree in kind of domestic abuse and sexual violence, it kind of opened a whole world to me where it made me very passionate to support these survivors because there's a lack of support out there. So I was really lucky that when I graduated university, while I was at uni actually, I did some volunteering at victim support. So it gave me an idea of what other jobs I could get for a career when I leave. Then when I left and finished university, I was really lucky. Within about 4 months, I landed my first job as an independent sexual violence advisor. So I did that for a couple of years, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So that involved me going to court with survivors of sexual violence, supporting them through that process. And then I wanted a little bit of a change, so I changed to being an independent domestic violence advisor. So I dealt with high-risk victims of DA. So they were at risk of serious harm or homicide. So it was, supporting them very thoroughly through their healing journey and keeping them safe and safeguarding them.
Because I mean, even for you, it's a lot to deal with, isn't it? I mean, the things that you've seen at the
Yeah.
age that you were. I remember you going there, spending a lot of time in police stations and
Yeah.
court, and you actually had way more clients than you were supposed to have.
Yeah.
You were very popular there.
Yeah, so I think obviously I went into that job, how old was I? I would have been just turned 21. So I was very young, but I've always been a people person. So, I never kind of wanted to be that professional of being that, I wanted to make it people focused and for people to feel comfortable. And I think that's why I had a lot of the clients that I did and how they always came to me, which was really lovely. But it was, don't get me wrong, it did have its hardships, and it did have its times where I was like, I can't do this.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, emotionally for myself, because I think you want to help everyone. And as much as these people, you know, my clients wanted to help themselves, it's the systems around them that couldn't help. So they're doing everything they can, I'm doing everything they can, but then the systems we've got around us in the country made it very difficult.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a lot of experience, isn't it? That's a lot of experience in the martial arts. It's a nice bit of experience in the Pilates, actually doing it properly with the right people and getting the right qualifications. And that's a good thing. And they all fit together really well. And having dealt with the domestic and sexual violence puts you in a really good position to help the women that come along to our classes here as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think when the turning point for me, so I absolutely loved the career that I was doing. It brought me, you know, I'm still so passionate about it. But for sure, it is a burnout job. So you do it for 5 to 6 years, and you put your heart and soul into it, and then you know, you do have to take a step back and kind of look after yourself. And it's kind of when I turned 26, it was about last year, is when I was thinking, oh, I don't know if this is something I want to do forever. Then that's when my mind changed and was like, oh, actually, the skills that I've learned over the last 5 to 6 years, I've still been a people person, you know, compassionate, empathic, and being able to, you know, support whoever's around you, is still skills I can use in Pilates, in ladies kickboxing, and in Kung Fu as well.
I think your ability to advocate, one for yourself and for other people, and particularly women that have been in trouble, I think that's really helpful. It's really useful, and it's something that's missing a lot in the martial arts.
Yeah.
You know, only just beginning to do various kind of self-defensive women type courses.
Yeah.
But it still lacks people like you in there that have actually got the valid experience to be able to contribute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then finally, fitting them all together. It means that you're going to be able to obviously do the Pilates and the ladies kickboxing and help the Kung Fu here, but also go out into the world and work in clinics and so on.
Yeah.
How do you see your future from there as well?
I think building up the classes that we've got, well, obviously ladies kickboxing is currently full, but Pilates to build that up and to be able to make it a warm and welcome space for anyone and everyone as well. I think my main aim is, you know, to be able to do as many classes and one-to-ones that I can, but also make it a space where anyone and everyone is welcome to be. And for, you know, no matter what shape, size, height, whoever you are, it's a comfortable space for you to be able to train as well, and enjoy it and learn something, but also have some fun and kind of leave any worries and troubles at that door. And, you know, Pilates, Kung Fu and kickboxing is a time for you as a person to enjoy.
Yeah, I think that, as I said earlier, you know, your ability to advocate for yourself and for others, I think is brilliant, but also to actually be able to help advise and guide, particularly women, that particularly in this area as well, is quite a stressful area for a lot of women. For them to be able to come along to, you know, kickboxing, Pilates, whichever doorway suits them. To be able to come in and talk to you and train with you, I think that'd be really, really helpful.
Absolutely. And I also think as well, another kind of side that I think would be really good is kind of for, you know, the older generation. I'm so open, I'm so welcome to, you know, any ages, but especially the older generation, for even kickboxing and Pilates, you know, to make sure that they're still moving and it's a place for them to kind of come to have fun and socialise as well. I quite like the social aspect of, you know, some people may not like going out and things like that, so it'd be quite nice to have that safe space for them to come to, whether that's Pilates or martial arts, to, you know, socialise and still be able to talk as well.
To have a group where they feel welcome. And I think that's really important. I mean, even martial arts itself has moved on so much you know, the diversity that we have, you know, from children to old age pensioners, training in the club as it is at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, you're a welcome addition to be able to help those,
Yeah.
and particularly, as you say, for falls prevention, to
Yep.
be able to stay mobile,
Yeah.
to be able to mix with other people. It'd be a nice place for them to come.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I won't keep you taking too long. We don't want a great big long video.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do the introduction. But we'll put your contact details and social media platforms and so on with the video, so people can get in touch with them. So,
Perfect.
want to do ladies kickboxing, kung fu, Pilates. You need some good advice. Get in touch with Rihanna. Okay.
Thank you.